so lange bis die Martina fällt, diese Nachgeräte. Das kann man. So, aber jetzt ernsthaft, wir stimmen uns ein auf das Spiel Gold hier. Zwei der besten, wenn nicht die besten zwei Nationen dieses 1 CEV BeachVolley treffen aufeinander. Hochkaräter, höchst ausgezeichnet, Olympiasieger, Weltmeister, mehrfacher Europameister, Norway gegen Italien, das ist das Spiel um Gold. Mit einer Familienproduktion der Sonderklasse. Die Norweger sind ja die Beachvolleyball-Vikings. Wer sie auf den sozialen Medien verfolgt, der weiß, es ist ein unglaubliches Zusammenhalten. Da trainiert der Onkel, natürlich den Cousin, da trainiert der Vater den Sohn. Das sind gelebte Familientraditionen, das sind die Beachvolleyball-Vikings. Und wie es der Zufall will, sehen wir anderswo, den Überflieger, den Olympiasieger, den Weltmeister, den Vorjahressieger, den vierfachen Europameister und sein Bruder, Henrik Moll, ist ja der Ältere, der Geschwister Moll, 28 Jahre jung, damit noch 3 Jahre älter als Anders Moll und um 2 cm kleiner, dafür ist der Barträger, der spielt das Eröffnungsspiel mit dem Cousin von Anders Moll, damit wir auch den Cousin von Henrik Moll, mit Matthias Bernstein. Und normalerweise werden sie dann von einem Bernstein auch trainiert. Matthias Bernstein und Henrik Moll müssen also vorlegen und dann kommt der Bruder von Henrik, nämlich Anders Moll und Christian Sören. Die weltweite Nummer 1. 15 Plus zur Goldmedaille. Alleine Holland, Australien gewonnen, Rom gewonnen in Weltmeisterschaften. Sie sind amtierende Olympiasieger, sie sind amtierende Europameister von kein Team, hat 4-mal in Folge diesen Titel gewinnen können und sie kommen. Anders Moll und Christian Sören. Sie spielen dann gegen den Newcomer aus Italien, Samuele Paolo Nicolai, den dreifachen Europameister und olympischen Silbermedaillengewinner. Aber zuvor gegen Moll Bernstein, gegen das Kaiseröffner, Adrian Carapula und Enrico Rossi. Guys, that will be a clash tonight.
This is the CEV BeachVolley Nations Cup in Vienna 2022. It is the last duel of the competition. It is the men's final. It is the gold medal game. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Balkans, our rakers, our scorers, line judges, and of course our referees for this game.
Mi piace perché sai di te, di quando ballavi per strada. E mi piace, anche se non ci sei più. Ultimamente dormo sempre anche se non sogno, senza like con il vai sul divano. Se dormi tanto poi
a closer look at the clock and let's open our ears one more time for our Cupra trumpets.
CEV BeachVolley Nations Cup. Und jetzt durchschnaufen, aufwärmen und schauen, wie man diese erste Europameisterschaft der Nationen für sich entscheidet.
Well, hello there and welcome to Vienna for the inaugural Beach Volley Nations Cup. This city and the sport of beach volleyball, a match made in heaven, as it's time for the gold medal tie between Italy and Norway. Well, hello there and a warm welcome to you to the Red Bull Beach Arena here in Vienna. really is a great day for beach volleyball, as the first men's gold medalists will be crowned in this new format. Well, the weather 27 degrees now, not quite as warm as it was earlier on in the week, 34 down courtside. But this game will be a classic. Rossi Karambula up against Bersen and Mole from Norway. It's the best of 3 matches. If we're tied at 1-1, well, then we have a golden set, first of 15, where the coach and the players decide who will go into bat. But first of all, it's the second team from both nations in world ranking points that battle it out first. But this will be extremely entertaining, because in Italy we have one of the most flamboyant teams in the world, with Enrico Rossi, the blocker of the pairing, making his way down the stairs. He's 29 years old, he's the blocker at 195, and he runs the ball around with this man here, Mr. Skyball. Adrian Karambula makes his way into the arena. We should see some wizardry from him, but a team who have been grinding. Beach Volley Vikings pairing of Matthias Berntsen and Henrik Mole, off the back of a second place finish in Agadir just a couple of weeks ago, shows that everything is going in the right direction. They've been on form on the World Tour as well. There's the first game. The next game, Kotafava Nikolai, Soren Mole, Beach Volley Vikings European champions. Obviously Nikolai, double European champion as well. We have just about everything for you here in Vienna, as Gilles Tizanov is on the stand for this one. And Andrea Lippe on the floor. But actually, these teams met earlier on in the week in the pool stages, and it was Italy that won 2 matches to 0. And for Christian Sorum and Anders Mole, it was the first time they've ever lost in Vienna. They're up next, but they've also won here the last 3 occasions that they played. Well, Enrico Rossi and Adrian Karambula are first to be announced here, and they've been sensational all week. Last night they defeated Austria in the Lions' Den. It was not easy, but Rossi came good in sets 3, that's for sure. 195 blocker, agile, dynamic, and he's playing with one of the best players that we've seen within this generation. The skyball, yes, but the different contact points he has on his hands when he's attacking, you just expect the unexpected all the time. He's a 2-time Olympian for Karambula, originally from Uruguay, lived in the USA, now residing in Rome. Adrian Karambula, one of the greats of this sport, a great mind and an anomaly as well. Well, another big moment for the Beach Volley Vikings. I mean, this brand, this squad are doing absolutely incredible things underneath the guidance of Cora Mole and Jemen Berntsen as well, the father of Matthias on the right-hand side, Cora Mole, the father of Hendrik on the left-hand side. But first it's Jemen Berntsen into the arena, the defender of the pair. He's a former CEV Junior European champion, and he's back in the big time after a second place in Morocco, in Agadir, where they lost to the Dutch pairing of Matthew Immers and Stefan Boermans in the final. His playing partner, the blocker, I mean, Norway produce good blockers. The family Mole produce very good blockers as well. Henrik Mole went to Hawaii through the NCAA, then turned to the beach after college and never looked back again. 28 years old. Best of 3. Vienna are absolutely rising to the occasion already. Well, Hannes Jägerhofer started this almost cult of beach volleyball off in 1997 in Klagenfurt. That's what we're playing for. Great shot of the Beach Volley Nations Cup. Well, Matthias Berntsen to get us underway then. in what's going to be a classic tie. I can assure you this first game will be ever so important for the next one, and Enrico Rossi makes the first block of the game. Good feet taking the line, good hands. A mine block straight into the mix from the sports presentation team. Wouldn't have it any other way. Well, both of these teams in Pool A meeting early doors, with Kotofava Nikolai beating Christian Sorum. Anders Mol, great touch from Henrik Mol. Can you? Yes, you can. Big cross line. The man that defines Viking puts one in the gravel pit. Fans always superb here in Austria. Karambula the target, 2-ball wide. It's a great play. Everything planned from Karambula. His ball control is just marvelous. Running Enrique Rossi, he knows fair well that Henrik Mol has to run in, and the more that they move that play back to the antenna, the more Henrik Mol is stranded. He might not play that one again on the long angle across the body of Karambula, if that's the medicine that's given to Norway. Well, it is Henrik Mol charging in. We've lost the camera. There it is. And then off the hands of Enrico Rossi. When these two teams did meet in Pool A, Rossi Karambula won this to 17 and 18. Game didn't really mean as much as this one, that's for certain. And it's something that we've seen previously, that the group stages mean absolutely nothing. Bernsen on fire early doors, and one thing for sure is that with Matthias Bernsen, you know that he's always up for it in the big moments. Big pass from Karambula, my word. If there's one man who can really also play to a crowd like this, it is Adrian Karambula, Mr. Skyball. Played with Daniela Lupo's new partner, Ranieri, for some time. And they went to the Olympics in 2016. And then it was him and Rossi that went in 2020. But Alex Ranieri now playing with Daniele Lupo. And Italy have a lot of strength in their roster, as do Norway. I mean, these two Norwegian teams that we have here, obviously very strong, but also there's a new crop coming up from the beach volley Vikings. Let's just say they're all pretty good. Marcus Mol being one of them, left-handed Mol. Splitting his time between being a blocker and a defender at times this season. But Bernsen is a defender. Oh, Enrico Rossi. What a way to finish the opening end here. Big, big stuffy. That's twice that Matthias Bernsen has wanted to come back through the body and hit where he's facing, and twice that Enrico Rossi said, no thanks. On the turn, Henrik Mol. Oh, Karambula just parks and makes a pluck, but to no avail this time. Well, that was the best result for Henrik Mol and Matthias Bernsen in Agadir, losing out to the impressive Stefan Boermans. And Matthew Immers, a new partner for him as Jurek de Groot still comes back from that hernia injury. Might be out for a little while yet, Jurek de Groot. Oh, dummy 2-ball. Henrik Mol has brought the bait, and Karambula has a free net and just turns one to the sideline. Everybody expecting the bang from Karambula. This from Rossi. Henrik Mol says, okay. Rossi bump set to the pin. And I think that's what the beach volleyball community wanted to see. A little bit of flair from the Italians. Karambula gives it the U to Rossi. Bernsen off the hands this time. Smart play from Matthias Bernsen. Great pass. Didn't really have time to make an approach, so he couldn't go with the powerful plays, but was smart by going over the top of the block. Karambula beaten. Henrik Moll serving. He's played 59 times internationally now. 36 of those with Mathias Berntsen. And Karambula always plays the ball through these funky angles. And maybe you just see Berntsen in there ready to block. Maybe they're going to split when Henrik Moll is serving, because they know what threat the Italians have with that two-ball, wide-ball sort of spread offense system that they can run. But not many people have an away-from-the-body knuckle like that from Karambula. Naturally, the ball wants to go to the right side, but Karambula can turn it either way. Speaking about him to Dutch coach Roland Rademacher yesterday, and we're just saying, don't think that Karambula and how he plays can be taught, but hard work and hustle can be taught. Vienna enjoying what they're seeing here. Rossi Karambula 2 points up, great rally. What a play. Enrico Rossi. This Italian team were training with the legend Ricardo Santos, one of the best players this game's ever seen from Brazil. And between this team and Evandro and Alvaro Filo, they made like a little bit of a training for the Brazilians and the Italians, but it's all gone a little bit wrong at the moment for them, and it's a great swing from Berntsen, but Ricardo is now back over in Brazil, and Evandro and Alvaro Filo have split up, and the Italians have parted company with Ricardo Santos because of logistical issues. And they've actually just teamed up with a former coach of Enrico Rossi when he played with Marco Caminati. So it's all changed again for Enrico Rossi and Adrian Karambula, who were with Marco Salustri for a period of time in the last run into the Olympics. Karambula, you're a wizard. Stop doing all these funky things and doing it, or doing them, very, very well. He's facing the line, he's dragging the ball to the line, and then his wrist just goes, actually, we'll just go the other way, and Norway are like, okay, that's just the Karambula way. Karambula opting not to go with the sky ball, but a slicing serve to the sideline and sitting in a central position really nicely. Karambula, he does pick up good positions and reads the game really well. Henrik Moll scooped from Enrico Rossi. Chance to get his feet to the ball, and Henrik Moll, the big Viking. This game just starting to bubble away nicely, isn't it? Henrik Moll fixed with that left hand. There's no getting past him, and it'll be a good battle, Enrico Rossi and Henrik Moll. But what we've already seen is that they are trying to move the ball around in every single aspect, the Italians, whether it's moving it across the net, running the second ball, or whether it's just Karambula's arm just moving in all sorts of different directions. Karambula the target again. Knuckle to the sideline, Berntsen is there. Reverse knuckle from Henrik Moll is brilliant. Then we have Karambula from the right side. And I think this is the sort of game we're just gonna have, cat and mouse. Berntsen, perfect defense, full stretch, just hops it up, but second time of asking. Henrik Moll deciding to break very late, trying to protect the short line shot. Karambula seems to have just 2020 beach volleyballing vision, and he goes over the top. And at the moment, you can see that Henrik Moll is sort of getting the run around a little bit, whether it's the two ball, wide ball, whether it's with the late breaks. Enrico Rossi doubling up into the angle. Smart move from Enrico Rossi. Karambula sits in the cross court. Henrik Moll thinks it's open with Enrico Rossi on the line, and no, it's a late move into that space. Hammer from Mathias Berntsen. catches Karambula. Entertaining start for this one, and the next game will also be interesting because of the fast tempo that Kodafava Nikolai are running at the moment. How the Vikings, who love moving their block around, starting low and changing what they're blocking all the time, will measure up against it. Coming in on a cross-court angle, chipping back to the line, Karambula. He always has the big extremes, doesn't he? He can face the line and chop the ball back. He can face the cross-court and chop it back across his body again. And that's good from Henrik Mol. He knows what's going on now. The block defense sort of taking extreme, so he's just staying high into the seam. And that's a smooth play from H. Mol. They've had a good season, Norway. Their best so far as a pairing, that's for sure, because they find themselves at 23 in the world. Chance for Bernsen, right side. Oh, what a touch and what a recovery as well. Enrico Rossi has been the difference in this game. Sand into the pole for Bernsen in frustration for getting blocked out. But Karambula Rossi up by 3 here and looking pretty good. Wide from the pin. I mean, it's a good block from Rossi. He's having to reach, and his timing is perfect. It's not that Bernsen did a lot wrong there. Great game already. That was a highlight. Italy sucking Henrik Mol into the net. And then the bump set to the outside. It's early phases in this gold medal matchup between two beach volleyballing superpowers. No place in the world like Vienna. Service straight down the line. Bernsen wide to the pin, chops it back. It's a good change-up play. As he got blocked out the last time, this one just sits up wonderfully well at the pin. Just hangs from Mol, and that allows him to snap the ball back. Currently 23 in the world, as I was just saying. Mol Bernsen with good results in Agadir, that's second place, but the top 10 at Stade is no mean feat. It's a very good year, 17th in Rome, but I think the process they're going through can go even better than that. Henrik Mol into the angle. Karambula, this is the situation where he just shines. The game would not be the same without that man in your picture. Surely he wouldn't be the same without the game. Comes in facing cross-court. It's a world-class play from Karambula. Give us a kiss. Just almost, as we're saying, wide ball back into the cross-court. That one's hit the tape for sure. Saying it's almost uncoachable what he does. Because the game is a game of angles. You want to play the sharp ones on different sort of speeds, and you need different speeds in your arm to be successful. But he has different contact points of his arm, and he finds a way to slow the attacks down when he needs to. Works off the block incredibly well. He said the game would not be the same without him, but good hands. Karambula again, great stab from Henrik Mol. Can you? Oh, Enrico Rossi has made 3 or 4 world-class reads in this game. He has to be quick with the feet here. And very quick with the hands. Mol going into the cross-court. Rossi gets a feel for it. He makes a big dive. The posture, pretty good as well. Karambula, rightfully so, absolutely loves it. Bernsen. Oh, Rossi again. It's the Rossi show. lines up perfectly on Bernsen, who we've seen the last couple of times come back cross court. Now he wants to go to the line, and it's a little bit of a late move to the line from Rossi. Shows him a little bit of space open, and then he takes it away. You're gonna love the power block. It's been such a great atmosphere. There is Jetman Bernsen.
Masse overgangsballer, og vi har fått bra situasjoner på det, men de klarer å bremse det. Ja. Så det er det jeg mener, det sier. Så finn andre løsninger. Over skuldra, gjerne push det mot 6, og gjerne gi dere litt bedre tid hvis dere får muligheten. Da vil dere se litt bedre, for nå blir dere tvungne til løsninger, og da er han der. Hvis du klarer å spille litt høyere, gjør det. Hvis ikke, bare trykk det ned mot 6. Det er kjempebra.
Keeping them going. You can't mention Beach Volley Vikings without mentioning Top Volley, a school that's just developing the talent, and Matthias Bernsen is working there at the moment, as are most of the Viking staff. And you have to give credit, because everything they're taking from the sport at the moment is a result of everything they've put in, and they're just putting more and more back in to the development of the next generation. That's a good timeout because Rossi serves into the net. That's probably the first thing I can remember that Rossi has also not done incredibly well today. Will Karambula be served here? I mean, he had 3 wins. He had a win in Antalya and also in Doha with Nieri in 2016. They actually beat Sandy Huber and Robin Seidel in that final in Doha. Also on that podium was Kantor Wozniak. It's going back a few years since Karambula won an event though. So won that, or the year before in Antalya. An open event there, which is very similar to the Challenge Tour now. Karambula said to me last night they're preparing to play the Challenge Tours at the end of the season as well, but there's some business of Hamburg and Munich before those, as Henrik Moll knows that going with the hammer has got him blocked out a couple of times. And then he goes back to the sideline with a chip. Rossi the target, Norway down by 3, and it's a fantastic turn from Rossi. We saw him try and tweak this cross-body swing out 2 or 3 times on that back set. It's almost as if the Beach Volley Vikings have said, okay, we'll give you that one if you want to hit it, because Bernsen's positioning stays quite narrow and he gives him the sharp angle, and it looks like the perfect decision. Rossi has finally faltered in his side out, and whatever was said to them in the timeout from Bernsen, absolutely perfect. They've started to shoot the ball a little bit more. Henrik Moll going for the jump serve. Karambula putting in perfectly. We've seen it before. When Karambula is passing like this, Rossi will have a field day. Anyone would have a field day on 2. Nothing Henrik Moll can do about this, because he's trying to rip his serve to get Karambula out of system. He's almost saying, if you pass my serve well, you can have the point, and that's exactly what happened. Inside, good touch, chases on. Bernsen there again. Wider play, chip to the line. Karambula, wizardry. He goes off the body. I just don't know how he does it. Gives his partner the hand, but it's all about Karambula, because naturally he wants to swing to the right here, I promise. Everyone would want to swing to the right. Look how much his body is to the sideline. But somehow his shoulder and his wrist goes away. You can't teach it. The man's unbelievable. I think people just think it's about the sky ball, but it's about much more than that with Karambula. Oh, Henrik Moll. Yeah, give us the gun show, Henrik. Big joust. Rossi ends up on the sand, and Henrik Moll tensing it out for the fans. Well, the calm after a storm here, because that was a big rally, and then Matthias Bernstein flies out the back. Karambula serving, who, well, they started with Marco Salustri. Oh, it doesn't matter about who's coaching him at the moment, because Enrico Rossi is putting on a block show. He's blocked the line of Bernstein, and now he's coming on an angle. It's a late move with the arms into the cross court. Have a look at that late move. Absolutely sublime. Bernstein thinks he's got some room to hammer through sharp, and the late move from Rossi says no. One-way traffic. Rossi Karambula on top form. Spin serve again from Karambula. Rossi again there. Karambula has to launch this on. Oh, rare mistake. Oh, a one-handed con block from Enrico Rossi on the move. Seals the opening set. Can you believe what you're watching? Henrik Moll's like, what else can I do here? Rossi's playing like a man possessed. At the blind, one-handed corner. I've never seen anything like it. Let's go, Enrico Rossi. (21-15) the score. And there's the confirmation, 8 blocks to 1. 8 blocks to 1. Hang on, I knew it was a few, but 8 from Rossi. Wow, that's Anders Moll territory, that is. Well, the Mexican wave just almost took this stadium off the ground. You can just see, packed to the rafters, no better place in the world than Vienna for beach volleyball. And Karambula and Enrico Rossi have obviously come out here ready to put on a show because, well, are you entertained? I said it was all about Karambula doing the entertaining, but in the opening set, Enrico Rossi was on another level again than what we've seen yesterday. Short ball on to Matthias Bernstein, wide play, sharp angle, and when Rossi's not there, Karambula is, but that's almost a swing of the day from Matthias Bernstein. Coming in very, very straight, and then ripping it back across his body. Rossi pats the line, great defense from Bernstein. And it's another block from Rossi, but this time it's to save his own side out. Can you believe it? Everything he's doing is going his way. I mean, going into the angle was the right move from Henrik Moll, and every time Bernstein tries to go over the top of Enrico Rossi, his vision to see it is excellent. There must be a cue that he's feeding off, because Bernstein hasn't managed to get over the line block yet with that high line shot. Henrik Moll. Karambula, more wizardry en route. Yes, it's such a sharp turn. And look at the pose. I think the Vikings here, unsure really what to do, because they make a dig. And Henrik Moll can't play defense on that sideline and leave the heart of the court open. He's in completely the right spot. But the control of the arm from Karambula is just obscene. Touch again, Rossi on a quick tempo. Fast pass, quick knuckle. Enrico Rossi is really playing well here. Nothing Norway can do when these two Italians, who really do feed off each other, are firing like this. Ball ball to the pin for Berntsen again, chipping to the line because the dive is into the angle. Karambula, what have you got this time? Henrik Moll, the Norwegian wall. Gets a block back for Norway. Well, Mathias Berntsen actually played with Anders Moll in Larnaca at the CEV Under-20s European Champs back in 2015. They won that one, of course they did, but they beat France in the final. The Arnouds. Also in that draw, Yves Hausner and Florian Brie, who we'll know from watching a lot of World Tour for Switzerland. One back for Norway. They really did dominate youth volleyball for some time, Norway. I mean, they're still doing a pretty good job of it, but obviously Sweden have come through, the jump-setting Swedes. And done a fine job of dominating with a great coaching staff with them. It'll be interesting to see what the handling rules means for the jump-setting Swedes. I mean, we're not seeing any restrictions really on Karambula and Rossi at the moment, but their system isn't built around the jump-setting style. It's completely different, really. Chelsea dagger. And 3,000. Some sober, some not Austrians. Berntsen. He's looking for a touch here, fires the line. He just misses out to the outside hand. And there is a touch signalled from the line judge, so the referee has quite clearly said the ball was out. Rossi said no way. The line judge said, well, actually there was, and well, the truth is probably somewhere in between. It's pretty black and white, isn't it? Either a touch or not. Well, in this competition, Italy cruising. I mean, it is a dream team, but Wozniak Brill and Kantor Rudolph here from Poland, they didn't even make the Final Four. They lost out to an impressive Austrian team. Moritz Pristaus, Martin Imakora brilliant this week, as were Philip Voller and Robbie Seidel. Was there a touch is the question here. It's going away from the body. It doesn't look like there was a touch. Some way away in the end. I mean, you've got to give it to Berntsen. I mean, I wouldn't say that Norway are losing it. I'd say that Italy are certainly winning it at the moment here. From the right side, Enrico Rossi. There was a touch on that block. Two solid Italian hands. And now going into the angle. And they just seem to have the number of Mathias Berntsen at this moment in time. It's difficult out there for him because Rossi is tracking every single move. Whether he comes in straight, whether he comes in on an angle. There's time out from Norway. Well, Yemen Berntsen, an absolute workhorse of the Beach Volley Vikings. Rumour has it he's out there training camps 8 hours a day, training, coaching, playing, loving every minute of this journey. Now he has to try and lift his son up and Henrik Moll in this second set to try and get a reaction, to keep fighting in this first game of this gold medal match. Enrico Rossi just seems to be blocking the line a lot of the time when Berntsen is more straight on at the net and everything is facing to the line, and when he drops inside, Karambula Rossi seem to be giving Berntsen a little bit more of that cross approach to line shots. But Italy beat Norway in the opening round then. I mean, it went to a golden set for Nikolai and Kotofava against Wozniak and Brill, and that was 1917, because Wozniak and Brill won 3 challenger events this year on the World Tour. They're flying. But Kotofava, Nikolai actually lost to Wozniak and Brill beforehand in 3 sets. They played 4 sets in a row, where Rossi Karambula beat Cantor Rudel. I mean, for Cantor Rudel, 2 blockers put together and Rudel learning the defensive strategies of the game, I can imagine that Rossi Karambula was an absolute nightmare to play against. And actually, the word nightmare was the word that Martin Emakora described playing against Karambula was last evening here on the show court. He said he just couldn't track him in the block, and when he did line up well, Karambula always did something to make it more difficult for him to make a block. Karambula understands this game, but Henrik Mol gets one back through the block. Power block, Henrik Mol diving into the cross court. And this is one way, showing one thing and taking it away from Rossi. And what we saw yesterday in the second set was that Rossi, once you get inside his head, can miss the odd side out. Well, Norway losing to Italy after beating Germany in the first game meant that Norway had to play the quarterfinals against Novak Tizar, who've had a great season, but Mol saw him beat them to 15-15, where Berntsen and Mol beat Estonia second team Kaisen Mois from 21-14 and 23-21. Then it led to the semi-finals, and well, Christian Soren Anders Mol just got past Blauer Musen 17-15. Berntsen finding his flow again, moving the blocker now. That's a great move for Berntsen, because Enrico Rossi's found some rhythm and some patterns of movement in the offensive strategies of Berntsen. And if Berntsen can move the ball a little bit from right to left, it'll make it more difficult for Rossi to set up and make moves on him. But 8-6 is a score, second change of ends. And honestly, some of the memories that we'll all be leaving Vienna with are incredible. The fans have just been giving it the whole week under the lights. There's nothing quite like it. Karambula serving to the inside of Henrik Mol. Henrik Mol chasing to this one. Cross lines, feisty. Great turn of the arm from Henrik. 2 looks. Karambula's in the same postcode, but at the same time nowhere near it. Karambula, where's this one going? High line, seen. Running the 4 is a good option there on Karambula, but Rossi just making so many blocks. I make that 2 blocks already in this set just to save the side out of the Italians. The thing is here, the discipline is crazy. He starts quite wide. And it looks as if he's giving the seam up to Matthias Berntsen. The seam is the middle of the court, and then the arms just move into that area. Berntsen, again the back set, cross line, good variation, because we've seen him move the reverse set, hit cross court. Then Rossi decides to throw a big dive into the angle. And Berntsen decides to show the same cross court angle and then fire one to the back corner. Good game now, this one. Karambula, 2 ball again. That's 3 times that's worked on the penetrating Henrik Mol after he serves. Rossi knows that Mol is on him that time, so he has to do something different. So he pokies over the top. Berntsen, up and down set, block from Rossi. He keeps making blocks on Berntsen. He's been unplayable. This time he starts wide, and then that left hand just comes to meet the right. It's really smart blocking. No wonder Bernstein really can't find a way past. Karambula, 2-ball, no. Coming in on an angle, jumbo, Karambula. My word, Karambula with the jumbo. 5-point game. These two have been unreal. Bernstein sat there, waiting. Late release into the cross court, beaten over the top. They're putting on a show, aren't they? Thumbs up from the big fella. Henrik Moll, change of sides then. This time Hendrik goes off the side of that block. Bernstein said, put me on the left. A technical timeout, 3 in it. Can Norway figure out a few problems here against an Italian team who have read the game wonderfully well today? Game plan, superb. Karambula, a wizard, but Henrik Moll has pitched in with a few big blocks like that one. Half a set really for Norway. Sweet Caroline. Good serve on Karambula, but once again, I mean, some of the passing shapes that he makes, incredible. Runs the back set, and I mean, if you're playing against Karambula, you always know to expect the opposite to what he shows, which is maybe what Bernstein is thinking. As he's showing the line, he's probably going to whip it back cross body, but no, stays high. Just a relentless display so far. This time, Henrik off the hands. Once again, Rossi showing one thing, diving into another, and if Henrik Moll's watching the block there, he's not seeing a lot after his eyes go to the ball, and usually players will watch one thing or the other. And the defensive team will be trying to figure out what player the attacker is looking for and then plan their defensive tactics accordingly. But 14-10. Good serve from Karambula, but Bernstein all goes sharp this time. That's some hip from Matthias Bernstein. The sideline, Bernstein's there. What a play, surely. Yes. Okay, look at Henrik Moll right there. That tells you everything you need to know. They call it Viking mentality. And they've all got it in abundance. And one thing that you don't want to take the Norwegians on in is grit and determination. Short line, finally gets one over the top of Rossi. Bernstein's coming back into the game. Certainly isn't too late. Great serve as well on Karambula. Short, where does he go now? Facing cross, and almost perfect from the Vikings. They've managed to minimize the effects of Karambula. Bring him into the inside. Hasn't got much cross-court power there. And he has to chip back to the line. Smart moves for Norway, forcing the hand of Karambula. and in turn making transition plays, Matthias Berntsen. Timeout Italy, because for the very first time they're just a little bit under pressure.
Io poi mi direi, io non ho visto un'altra cosa che ti fanno te che non sia nulla.
Io banana totale, devo giocare veloce, fine.
Okay.
Up and down è banana, è per tutto loro, te lo dico già.
Okay.
Non mi fare perché se penso è finita. Io mi arrangio, adesso ne esco, però...
The Viking clap. Carambula Rossi, as you can see, slightly under the pump, everything going their way. I mean, there's so many of those crazy plays in the first set. The running Kong block, just one of them, but there were a few moments that were just unbelievable, and they can't keep that level up, surely. And Rossi looking for the challenge if that doesn't go the way of the Italians, and it might be Henrik Moll that challenges the decision. Speed. Oh, line judge just said in. That could be very close. Doesn't look like we're going to have the chance to see it again, but from the bird's eye view, it looked as if it might be out the back. 5-3. Berntsen running that back set once more that's been successful 2 times in a row. 3 times in a row, Matthias Berntsen running the back set, hitting the cross line is a money maker for him. Off the head of Enrico Rossi. Good game this one now. We've had some great games, haven't we, this week? Can we do it all again next week? Henrik Moll to the line. What a stab that one is. Matthias Berntsen, free net. Oh, Carambula. Shoulder dig. I mean, these two had dinner at the same table last night. So there's a lot of love there. But that's an absolute ripper off the shoulder of Carambula. What a game. Berntsen is heating up right now. And it's changing the entire game in front of us. High ball to Rossi. They don't want to run the 2-ball. That's a smart move from the Vikings, but they don't make the block. But it is smart that Henrik Moll serves high to the inside, because Rossi Carambula want to run that 2-ball against Henrik Moll when he's serving every single time. So that's one way to stop him, but at the same time, still an easy side out in the end. Carambula. Reverse play again for Berntsen. Okay, Carambula, Mr. Skyball, what have you got? You got a cuddy, and it's millimeters away from being exceptional, but he's a man that has to really play on the edge, Carambula, of everything. Not being one of the biggest in the world, but that's why he is who he is and as smart as he is, because at 6 foot he has to think outside the box. Great set. I mean, tempo to the pin, but just arms operating through that from Carambula, and it's, I mean, probably 8 meters, maybe a bit more to get that ball to Rossi, and it just sits up perfectly to just brush to the line, out beating Henrik Moll for a little bit of width in the end, which is exactly what the play's designed to do. Run wider and try and beat the block to the line, and Henrik Moll siding out. This is so much better from this Norwegian team, and it just shows how far they've come in the last few years. But just because they have a poor start, they're very patient, and they've built their way right back into the mix here. They're figuring stuff out, and it's a great watch. Great touch. Berntsen making digs for days here, Matthias Berntsen, but out the back. Well, 18-17, game operating on side out. Mr. Skyball's just gonna get back to serve. And we have the best seat in the house on a Sunday afternoon for beach volleyball, don't we? Nowhere else you'd rather be. Bernsen runs the back set again. This is really working. The sharper angles back in to Karambula. He's at 100% side out since he started running the back set, Matthias Bernsen. He's used lots of different options. His serve. Maybe a challenge here from Bernsen, but I think the ball was clearly out. Rossi. The Olympian serving, who last won in Aalsmeer with Marco Caminati, beat Miles Evans and Billy Kalinski in the final there. That was 2017, so this team have never won internationally together from Italy, but they have been there or thereabouts. This time, Bernsen does smuggle one through the hands or past the hands of Rossi. Henrik Moll serving the float serve on a long angle to Karambula. This is a chance they needed. Henrik Moll on two. And look at Bernsen, who was feeling so much pressure early on in this game, has worked incredibly hard to turn the tables here. Viking mentality. It's the back set that's done the damage in the side out from Bernsen, but Karambula, it's a touch. Henrik Moll, can you? What a play, Henrik Moll. Get back in and block as quick as you can. The crowd love it. Enrico Rossi from the middle, goes out wide. What a touch from Henrik Moll. Play of the day from the Vikings. We go to a third. And the crowd on their feet for Henrik Moll. Touch from Matthias Bernsen. But into the scoreboard, advertising boards for Moll. And then he chases in to try and put some pressure on. Yes, Henrik Moll. World class from you, sir. And that is a very big roar. We've got a challenge. Of course we have. We're looking for a net touch here. Surely not, that would ruin. We're looking for a touch. No touch, no fault, no nothing. Look at Henrik Moll. You don't roar like that if you touch the net. You don't roar like that if you touch the block. It was a big, big roar. I mean, helped with slow motion replay, obviously, but didn't just hurt my hand from banging the table here in the commentary box with that chase from Henrik Moll, living and breathing every second here as we have a look at the winning attacks. 16, they found the way, haven't they? They put a plug in the Italian performance. Bernsen running the back set, it's been a difference, but also the angles they managed to stop Karambula on, serving him short inside and diving into the cross and trying to bring him back to the line is key. I mean, the downward spike so far, most working from the right side from Norway. I mean, but it's been as the play's been moved back into the middle from Matthias Bernsen that it's worked out really nicely. And the fans are contagious, but my word, we have had some entertainment this week. But that chase from Henrik Mol, an absolute game changer. Rossi. In or out? First plays out from Enrico Rossi, and we saw this yesterday during the second set, that he can surrender a few side outs if you get on top of him, and there's nothing getting on top of him like that chase previously from Henrik Mol. Slap to the line this time from the inside. Rossi Karambula will have to try and regain their calm, because the first set it all went their way. They had Berntsen in the pocket, making late moves in the block, making copious amounts of blocks on Berntsen, but at the same time, the second set very different. Mol Berntsen got over the line. Back set, of course, is a back set because it's worked every single time to the line. There's one from Rossi. Now it's going to be intriguing. Showing a little bit of line being open for Berntsen, and he buys the bait. He thinks he can just squeeze it through, but it's the fact that he's leaning in the air there, Rossi, showing one thing and then leaning into the line. Very last minute. Berntsen stays on the up and down set at the moment. Rossi! Oh, face block! Henrik Mol says, "You're okay," to Enrico Rossi, but that one's going to sting for the face of Berntsen, but also a bit of pride as well, straight on the snoz. I mean, the one thing that we've all learned watching this game here, though, is that it doesn't really matter, does it? 3-1 at the moment. The way that Berntsen and Mol found points in the last set, they can certainly make block defenses. That's a big touch off the net from the server Karambula. Oh, fadeaway set from Berntsen. Does a phenomenal job of just slotting that one up to Henrik Mol. Henrik Mol was caught in two minds there on what to do with either a knuckle, overhand play, just here. And he went with the open palm sort of slap. And Berntsen falling away just puts his partner in a good place. Fast play, off the hands, very good. Rossi knows what he's doing there. Passes short, plays quick, and Henrik Mol was having to watch and almost say, hang on, what's going on here? I have to track the hitter. And as he tries to track the hitter, the hands aren't quite fast enough over the net. And in turn, (4-2) Italy, Berntsen. Oh, big swatty. Oh dear. Enrico Rossi is back in town. Isn't it great to hear Mind Block back at a beach volleyball competition? Rossi has hardly been beaten with that high line. I can only really remember once that he's not seen that coming from Berntsen.
Kom an, der henger dere på, gutter. Helvete for det. Det som kommer.
Reverse to the line. As we're back underway, Henrik Mol, cross line. It's 3 or 4 times we've seen that from him. Especially as in the early stages, Rossi made some big moves into that cross-court, doubling up. He's done it again. They keep working that move, Italy, and they keep leaving the line. And Henrik Mole that time says, thanks. Karambula goes with the jumbo. They managed to make a few digs on him to get back to one. Berntsen falling over, falling away, sorry. What a game. And I mean, to think that we still have Nikolai Kotafava Mulsorum up next. Here's a random fact for you. Do you know that Henrik Mole's middle name is Nikolai? They have a few things in common. To the line for Karambula. Pressure cooker now, isn't it? Sometimes just looking around this stadium and you realise it's going off in between every single point. Karambula's doing the business on the court though. Berntsen, wide play this time. Goes shot. Karambula knows what's coming, but it's just too sharp and too fast. It's just fantastic to see this level of play. Berntsen and Mole been travelling the world with Christian Sorum and as Mole for the last few years, and obviously seeing how successful they've been, world champions, European champions, but their time is certainly coming with improving results and the constant grind that they put in to get there. Phenomenal team. Now Norway, they find themselves 2 back. Karambula just knowing where the block is and going high off the top. Berntsen has to get past the block. Sees that high line every time, Rossi, doesn't he? Oh, Karambula! To no avail this time. He just sweeps around and pops an arm up at it. Serve to the middle, Karambula coming in and passing slightly off the net, but that's the wizardry that we're on about. Whatever you plan for there, he's just going to try and turn it the other way. He does have his options and he does have an incredible wrist. We know that even from here, most players in the world would really struggle to play it back to the line, but he would also be able to turn it away to the left-hand side of your screen if he wanted to. Karambula is there. Oh, Henrik Mole, what work from him. He goes low again. Oh, what a set! Karambula! With a knuckle set of pure class to Enrico Rossi to leave him unmarked, unblocked at the net. This is the wizardry that we're on about. Henrik Mole buys the bait, but the control of Karambula. Look at it. The underhand knuckle. There you go, Rossi. Feast on that. This game's a joke. An absolute joke. Fast pass, 3-point game. Calm from Karambula in the body language. Width again. Chip over the top. It's a good play from Enrico Rossi. Knows where the block defense is and just plays back into the cross court. Karambula. It's close, but not this time. Karambula signing out says sorry. But it's just a really aggressive swing, isn't it, from Karambula? And that's really good, because if he swings like that, it's going to hold the defender really solid like Bernsen is there, and it's going to allow him to turn the wrist as he does and have a bit of extra time to play with before the defender sees it. Bernsen to the line. The back set's an absolute beauty, isn't it, for him? Just drifting the ball up and down on the back, doing a range of different things. Showing a lot of cross. Didn't quite do it with his feet, but with the upper body he started to show the cross and then play back to the line. To the inside. Width and speed again. It's a real good set from Karambula. And if you have a look at him, there's not much going on with the body. The arms are really thorough with this set, aren't they? Just watch the arms. Just a little bit of legs, but actually isolating the arms to just throw the ball in the spot. This has really been a great advert for the sport, but also that everything that Vienna and Austria represents about beach volleyball. Entertaining, edge of your seat stuff from the Beach Volley Nations Cup, and that one's spatched. That's a rare one for Bernsen. 2 will do it for Rossi Karambula. Short ball. Another palm set. It's a great set from Henrik Mol. This for match point, no. Oh, Henrik. Just at the perfect time. Oh, Henrik Mol. Just when we thought we've had everything, Henrik Mol almost knocks Enrico Rossi out with a bullet of a jump serve. Didn't see it coming. Rossi doesn't like it. Maybe he does. He says, good serve, Henrik. And there is a story flying around that Henrik Mol, with a rocket arm, hit Theo Brunner in the face in Rosarito. And Theo Brunner, still the American, is laughing about it, saying he's recovering because it did some serious damage. What a game.
Sai cosa faccio? Faccio la finta di andare super e vengo uno. Se tutto va bene. Quindi tu lo sai.
People would pay good money for the right arm of Henrik Mol. People would also pay good money for the left arm of Karambula. That'd be a pretty good thing to have, wouldn't it? The left-handed Karambula, the right hand of Henrik Mol. Bang the ball with the right hand and just wizardry with the left, maybe. Anyway, that's enough of that. Back to the action. Too much daydreaming, but this game has given us a chance to just enjoy beach volleyball at its very best. Karambula from the center this time to the line. We've seen that play a lot of times. Bring Karambula into the center, dive into the angle. What a dig from Karambula. It's coming over. Henrik Mol, what are you going to do here? No, it doesn't. Well, I think it was 13-8 to 13-11 with the service pressure from Henrik Mol, the block pressure from Henrik Mol, and the really good read from Bernsen. And outstanding, this run from Henrik Mol, but you feel that he at least needs another one to get them back within one. Short serve on to Karambula, who's now a little bit further on the outside. And Karambula shows the angle. Henrik Mol says, I thought you were supposed to be chasing the line down to Bernsen. Benson was stranded in the sand. We'll have another look at it now. But Karambula fast, and that's the play we've seen before. The late block into the angle from Mole, but this time the line was too good from Karambula. And they have 3 match points. Enrico Rossi serving to put Italy 1-0 up, and that one's still fizzing through the air like a balloon. Second match point for Karambula. Oh. That wasn't on the script, was it? Missed side out from Karambula. Hasn't made many errors today. They keep jumping into this angle and giving the line to Karambula. Smart move from the Vikings, and it's working. One more, says Henrik Mol. Matthias Bernsen. This game's had everything. Surely it's not going to overtime. Karambula from the middle. No! Not this time! Adrian Karambula fires one into the sand. And look at the facial expression even. Means business. Big swing to the line. What a game. Italy go 1-0 up here at the Beach Volley Nations Cup. And feel the burn from Karambula. And the fans delighted, but what an effort from Henrik Mol and Matthias Bernsen. They've lost 15-13 to a brilliant performance. Karambula, Rossi, especially the blocking of Rossi early on. Some of the plays on another planet, but they fought really hard in set 2 to get to a third set. And then they even knocked on the door when the odds were against them. There are the stats. 15 blocks from Rossi, block fest. And then the errors, pretty much the same. The winning attacks more from the Norwegians though. I think next on this court we have Kotafava, the young man playing with Paolo Nicolai, up against the world Olympic and European champions Anders Mol and Christian Sorum. Let's hope it's just as entertaining as this one here. This had everything. Well, that second game starting in around 13 minutes time here. As the big news is that Italy lead 1-0. We'll be back very soon, but from us, it's thanks and goodbye.
Italien hat das eventuell gegen Norway in der Vorrunde gewonnen. Und das war der Grund, warum die Norweger in der Elimination Round noch Estland geschlagen haben und dann über Wir haben also eine Voraussetzung in der Form, mit dem Unterschied, dass Matthias Benson und Henrik Pohl alles gegeben haben, was sie können. Und jetzt kommen die Überflieger, die goldenen Jungs der letzten Beachvolleyball-Jahre. Die neue Seite des Beachvolleyball sein, aber gestern Abend Paul Nikolai, der jetzt für Italien aufläuft, der hat auch hier, wie die anderen Kaputte gerade gesagt hat, mit diesem Ehrgefühl hier spielen zu dürfen, seiner Meinung nach bestes Spiel seiner schon langen Karriere gezeigt. It's unpredictable, was da jetzt passiert wird. Italien ist eine Rolle und Norway steht mit dem Rücken zur Wand. Wenn Norway dieses Spiel jetzt erwähnt, sehen wir im Menschen heute einen großen Set. Die nächsten 2 Stunden sind die Stunden der Entscheidung. Die finalen Stunden, wenn die Meister vom slowenischen Kapitän und ihr seid jetzt dabei. Es ist großartig. Sehr schön. Ein allerletztes Mal machen wir uns bereit. Wenn ihr noch Kraft habt, Jungs und Mädels, wenn ihr noch Kraft habt, dann sammelt sie noch einmal und haut sie in den nächsten 2 Stunden. Das allerletzte Spiel ist ein CEV BeachVolley. Wir sind für eine kleine vorbei. Unsere Two-Round Trumpets. Bring it on! Paul Nikolai, dieser Beachvolleyball-Legende aus Italien, dem erfolgreichsten Beachvolleyballer aller Zeiten in der Geschichte dieses Volleyball-verrückten Landes, der dreifache Europameister. Der hat sich einen absoluten Newcomer geschafft. Den kennt man noch nicht allzu lange, weil Paul Nikolai bisher in Daniele Lupo Mann, 23-Jahre jung, aus Modena. Und er spielt so ein abgezocktes Spiel. Er bleibt gut in den so heißen Situationen. Ist ein Linkshänder und hat es schon in diesem ersten Jahr geschafft, einen eigenen Fanclub zu aktivieren, der heute hier ist. Gestern waren sie zu 10 unsere italienischen Freunde. Bin gespannt, wie viele das heute in diesem Finale sind. Samuele Kontofa, der Newcomer des italienischen Beachvolleyballs mit einer Legende. Paolo Nicolai. Hier los aus. The toss is black. That means Kontofa and Nicolai. And in the choice, who will serve? Thanks to the Casinos Austria. Aber das ist alles andere als ein Tuchmasche. Nicht nur die Niederlage gegen die Italiener, sondern auch wie sie hier gespielt haben. Wir haben auf ihrer Hitze der Stadt.
Well, hello there and welcome to Vienna for the inaugural Beach Volley Nations Cup for 2022. Beach volleyball and Austria, truly a match made in heaven. As the fans have been out all week, the weather's been glorious, and now is the second match of the men's final. Live from the Red Bull Beach Arena here in Vienna. Beach volleyball in Vienna started in 1997. I don't think anyone knew it would grow this big with these sorts of audiences and this sort of passion for the game. The weather is perfect for beach volleyball, and I think this matchup is going to water a few mouths here as Cotofava Nicolai from Italy up against Mol Sorum to really see who will take home the gold this week. Well, we've seen Adrian Karambula, Enrico Rossi already beat Norway's Matthias Bernsen and Henrik Mol, so they're 1-0 up in this best of three, and it means that if the man or the men on the left of your picture from Italy win this game, they will have the gold medal. There is a team, a new team, and a mixture of experience and youth. But what a year it's been for Samuele Cotofava, 23 years old. This team already won in Jurmala, a fantastic performance through the qualifier, and Paolo Nicolai, double European champion, Olympic silver medalist by his side. And well, when you talk about the best teams ever, it's certainly not too early anymore to talk about Anders Mol and Christian Sorum, still just 25 and 26 years old. Olympic gold medalists a year ago today. And what a fitting tribute it would be to that gold medal to win another gold here in Vienna, because in Vienna they've won the last three competitions, the European Championships last year and then the two before that as well. Martin Heisel. Oh, big tune for the officials. Martin Karner, proud moment on home sand to referee a big game like this. Enter the Sama. Echoes out around the Red Bull Beach Arena. These two teams met earlier on in the week, and guess what? The Beach Volley Vikings lost their first ever match to this team in Vienna. They'd never lost a match throughout the majors and the European Championship, but now they're up against them again. Samuele Cotofava, a win in Jurmala, was the first international win of his career, but they took a second in Doha earlier on. He plays quick, he's a lefty, and he is the future of Italian beach volleyball, and he's playing with one of the best players that we've seen in recent years. A huge career with Daniele Lupo that only came to an end at the end of the season. Paolo Nicolai 204, but he's reinventing himself and the way that he plays. Italy is strong, and they're going to have a real chance here with the fast offense that they play against this Norwegian powerhouse team. For many, the best team already that have ever played the game. European champs, Olympic champions, European champions 4 times in a row. They'll look to make it 5 in Munich in a couple of weeks. I mean, for Anders Mol, he has changed the game in terms of blocking. He's the best blocker 2 years in a row, most outstanding player 2 years in a row, and he's taken this game to new heights. Andy Mol comes into the Red Bull Beach Arena knowing he has a tough game on his hands this afternoon. And well, Christian Sorum has been just as fantastic over the past 5 or 6 years, going around the world, winning constantly. And I mean, they have been a record-beating team in undefeated performances, but Christian Sorum has been the best defensive player 2018 and 19. And he's been served for long periods of this partnership. For a year or so, teams went back onto Anders Mol and tried to overload him, but now Sorum's getting a lot of the ball, and he's sliding out for fun again. They're fired up. I'm fired up. And the players will be fired up for this one again. Will it be Italy that will go 2-0 against the Vikings this week? Christian Sorum was saying to me this morning, this was the first day they didn't play the early game, so we actually got a bit of a lie-in. For those who know beach volleyball, Christian Sorum loves a good nap. Anyway, the final game of the Beach Volley Nations Cup is underway. The Vikings in blue up against Italy in white, and the first point does go to Italy. And have a look at this fast tempo that Kotofava is playing. And I mean, I think this is going to be the main thing of this matchup, is being able to see how Anders Mol reacts, because he loves going low and showing something, taking it away in his arms. He reads the game so nicely. And he's so coordinated. But the tempo that Kotofava plays with will make it difficult for him to orchestrate the game as he normally does. Christian Sorum, I mean, we saw him in the World Championship final, just hammer sharp angle 2 or 3 times in a row with his first side outs. Now, Nicolai's getting after that one. He's just knuckled over the top. That previous game between the Vikings and Italy was just worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, please watch it on a rerun, because Karambula Rossi were superb, as were Bernsen and Henrik Mol. That's Kotofava going off the hands of Anders Mol through the center. You can just see the speed is so quick that they're not looking to put the ball in the sand all the time, just looking to move Mol and brush the ball up off of him and make him drift. Well, Nicolai, who took a silver medal in Rio with Daniele Lupo on the Copacabana, felt like he needed a change after the last Olympic cycle, and it's sad to say goodbye to that team, but I don't think anyone expected Kotofava to step up into this spot and be so strong from the off. Sorum off the hands again. Nicolai Kotofava currently at 5 in the world, and Mol Sorum at 3 in the world rankings. Oh, Anders Mol. Well, it's only taken 5 points for Mol to make his first block, and mine block echoes out around, just diving into the angle. And maybe what we'll find sometimes with the speed that Kotofava plays at is that he'll only be able to hit one angle, because the ball will dictate where the ball goes. Anders Mol, 2 from 2. And have a look at the starting position, low and diving into the angle again. And for anyone who's watched a lot of Codafava, they'll know that he loves to go away from the body and bring the ball back into the angle. Anders Mol will know that. I think Anders Mol knows everything anyway. They're already the best team in European history in terms of World Tour titles won. They've also won 4 in a row, the Beach Volley Vikings. Here last year was just incredible, but in Jurmala the year before, they had a real big battle against Paolo Nicolai and Daniele Lupo that went into overtime both sets. This could be the same here. Paolo Nicolai said this yesterday, but they really came to fruition, him and Lupo, when they beat Phil Dalhouser, Todd Rogers, the 2008 Olympic gold medalists at London 2012. They out Phil and Todd with former coach Mike Dodds, who they both look up to a lot, rightfully so. Mol asked to side out, and he does love that faster tempo. Christian Sorum is a bump setter, which is a dying breed in this game, but he's very good at it. And look at the fans in the background, they love it. Anders Mol hammering serves. Codafava, does he go away from the body again? No, he goes back to the line, and it's the same move. This time it's Christian Sorum, and that's a rare mistake from Sorum in transition. And it just shows that Codafava has been stopped going into the angle a couple of times from Mol. He didn't want to take it again, but he also didn't have enough power to the line from that situation to beat Christian Sorum. And one thing that Sorum does do is he times his defensive moves perfectly. But Paolo Nicolai has the fastest recorded serve on record, 120-something kilometers an hour. Mol past Nicolai, 2 of the greatest blockers of this generation. Up against each other here. Fast pass really from Anders Mol. He doesn't really need to set the ball up into the hands of Sorum because Sorum's going to bump set it anyway. So the faster he passes, the less time the blocker has to set up, and Norwegian fans everywhere. Codafava this time goes too sharp for Mol Sorum. It's just always worth paying attention to watching Mol Sorum play defense. They're very good at it. This time, both starting narrow. There's a fake into the line from Christian Sorum. And he darts back into the angle, but doesn't matter. Vikings doubling up into the cross, but Codafava scores cross-court anyway. Expect a close one here. They haven't had everything their own way, the Vikings. They had to pull out of Gestad. They couldn't win another cowbell due to the fact that COVID struck the team, and Christian Sorum had to pull out. To the inside, Codafava's been dug, and this is the problem when the Vikings get going and they make a read. Christian Sorum. Patient. Bang. Andy Mol. Foot fault against Anders Mol. He is human. But that's something they brought into their game. That wasn't how they started ruling the world, the Vikings. It was with a float serve from Mol, and they would just manage to serve the right place to know where the opposition was going. They had a very good read on Fidjelek from Poland for a while in these big games in Vienna on the majors. There's a block from Nicolai. And, well, 8-8. Sorum has been seen going to the line, and it's really good work from Nicolai, who just goes up with the hands. Have a look at the late move from Nicolai. He sees it, and the hands are so quick. Speaking to him a while ago, he was saying that the main thing for him is to be watching through the net all the time and not just paying attention to the ball, and he does that well, but that cross-body play this time on the deep one from Sorum is nice. Feels like we're not seeing Christian Sorum hammer as many balls as what we're used to at the moment. Doesn't really matter, the control is unreal, but he has been struggling with the odd injury. And they both struggled with injuries throughout their careers. Hasn't stopped them winning though. Somewhere they got a father going high off the hands of Anders Mol. And you can see that this is a big moment for him to mix it with the big uns once more. I mean, they beat Ahmed Tijan from Qatar in the final in Yermala. A little look from Samueli. Reverse, Sorum again running the back set, and this time he finds the line, a double up from the Italians into the angle by the looks of it, because the last two plays that have gone on the back set have both gone to the cross court. Christian Sorum, he's calm, but he knows exactly what's happening at every single moment. Good hold of the pass from Gotafather, and it's a great dig from Sorum. A little bit out of rhythm. Anders Mol has a great hand set into the slot though, and the transition setting is money. Christian Sorum chipping and chirping the ball around. Norway by 2. Christian's brother Alex, former European junior champion with Anders Mol, started coaching. Sorum's very good at understanding the game and making good decisions. Couldn't actually get a ticket this weekend, the Sorum family. Christian was telling me yesterday. Oh, Anders Mol! Oh dear. And the Vikings are heating up here in a game that they must win. And the jump serve from Mol has been a thorn in every single side that they played against this week. The fact that he can just face one way and his arm operates through another direction. But at the same time, 12-9 Norway here. Great start for them. And Anders Mol, when he hits the jumper like he does, it's almost working like a backcourt attack, but Mol and Sorum have been perfect so far, haven't they? Remember, they lost in Pool A 15-12 in the third. After winning the opener 24-22, they went down 21-16, 15-12. Mol's jump serve, absolutely superb. And a year ago to the day that they claimed the gold medal for Norway, very fitting, but also so well deserved, that gold medal. Before that, there was questions asked whether they could do it, having not been the world champion yet. But they prove that they are the best team in the world, and for many, the best team ever. Anders Mol with another block. Unbelievable what we're seeing here. Mol Sorum went down to Nikolai Kotafather, but Anders Mol is ripping aces on Paolo Nicolai like he's not even there. The level from this team at times is just unbelievable. High from Nicolai, has to be high there. Italy have had most of their success when they've stayed high and gone off the hands of Anders Mol, because you just don't know where he's going to pop up from. So at least if you stay high, you give yourself a chance. Who knows? I personally would never be able to side out against him, so we'll leave it to the big guns. Even when you look at career victories for Mol Sorum, and I mean, this is crazy. They've won 16 already, international events. 7 behind Phil Dalhouser and Todd Rogers. And they're still not quite halfway there. They would be halfway there with a win today to catch Ricardo and Emmanuel. Good dig from Sorum. They certainly have time on their side. Christian Sorum. And Vienna love the Vikings. Vikings love Vienna. And they're putting on a show for each other here. And if it's not Anders Mol serving aces and making blocks, look at that from Anders Mol. He's underneath the net, bringing the ball back past the antenna, and then Christian Sorum doing the rest. The Vikings are unplayable at the moment. And I mean, Italy, one of the best teams in world beach volleyball, are being left behind here by Christian Sorum and Anders Mol. Some of the times you just see the Vikings leave world-class teams behind them. Samuele Cottafava has been limited after those early blocks from Mol. But the aces, I mean, that was something that the Vikings certainly brought to their game, wasn't it? Was more service pressure. I mean, knowing how they operate, they're always trying to get better and add things to their game, and certainly works. They're a new team, this, from Italy, and this is the perfect stage for them. Oh, Anders Mol, again blocking the off-body swing from Cottafava, and that's what's doing the damage. Let's have a look at Christian Sorum's positioning. They're both lining up in the middle. This is typical Viking work. The timing and the faking out of Christian Sorum key here, but you can't get past Anders Mol. Playing in that I formation. Starting in the central line of the spiker. And here we go, Mol again. Doesn't block this one. Oh, Cottafava off the net. This one's got to go their way. No, Christian Sorum is reading everything. Christian Sorum. Oh, my words. Hold on to your hats. The best team in world beach volleyball are playing at their very best. Look at Christian Sorum off the ball. He runs almost 6 or 7 meters to track that from Samuele Cottafava. Some man for one man, Christian Sorum. And I mean, that's a world-class rip from Cottafava. And it has to be a world-class rip from Cottafava to get past Mol Sorum at the moment. They call it a heartbeat challenge. And one thing that we've not been short of is the heart beating very fast, in or out. It's actually out. Even when Samuele Cottafava nails one, the ball's out, and the Vikings 19-10 hit. The Vikings on top form. And really, that World Championship was so big for them. It was the one they were missing. Away from the body, Cottafava, that's been shut down a few times, but goes softer with a pat into the angle. And you did feel, or I personally felt, that as soon as Blauer-Musen were out of that draw. The Vikings certainly had an even bigger advantage to go and win that World Championships, and they did it comfortably really in the final, didn't they, beating Victor Felipe and Renato, but it's just what they do to teams. Even the best teams in the world can find themselves down by 9 points. I mean, this is the Vikings without having really played much as of late since Stad. Nikolai's trying to force a little bit of intention and show that he's up for the challenges. I mean, they're just suffocating Kotofava because he's passing off the net. He finds something from nothing. Mole says, my bad. I think Mole potentially thinks he should have broken or swatted the shot or something, but only Anders Mole knows how his mind works. Anyway, first set, one-way traffic, Mole Sorum. And there's the confirmation, 21-12. And it just shows when the Vikings are feeling it, no one can stop them. Well, there's the stats. 4 blocks from Andy Mole, 5 errors from the Italians, more attacks from the Vikings. Well, the serve placement from Norway. Kotofava, interesting, a lot of it's been quite deep. The ace was to the sideline, but most of it's been a little bit more inside. And, well, for Kotofava, who likes to turn the ball back into the cross-court angle, serving him into the middle will certainly hinder his chances of hitting off body with as sharper angles as what we've seen previously, if that makes sense. So that's a great stat from the Hawkeye guys, serving to the inside and really peppering him there, meaning he can't quite hit as sharper angles into the cross-court. Service. Out the back, start of the second set, Kotofava probably learning a lot out there at the moment. The interesting thing would be, as we've seen previously, is if the Vikings manage to bring this to 1-1, jump setting Paolo Nicolai, then what do you do if you're the Italians? Do you keep Nikolai Kotofava in, or do you bring in Carambula Rossi? I have a feeling that they would keep with Kotofava Nikolai, because Kotofava and Nikolai are part of the federation teams and Carambula Rossi aren't. And something tells me that might be enough just to twist the arm of the head coach to put in the federation team again. Anders Mole ripping another jumper through the center. Anders Mole the target now. Christian Sorum's been too steady early on, and in turn that bump set just lifted across the arm of Anders Mole into the hitting window. Just stays really solid, and it's a quick ball in. And already you see Nikolai really having to shuffle with the feet to make a good line in the block on Anders Mole. Oh, great track. The Austrian fans know it well. The cutback scene from Sorum, pouncing everywhere. Again from Sorum. 2 plays into the angle, but Paolo Nicolai makes a block to save his own skin. What a rally, 2 outrageous plays. The quick play to the pin just almost forces the hand of Sorum to play with the line, and it's great footwork from Nicolai. Two ball into the corner from Anders Mol. Nikolai having to chase on in, and he's beaten for speed. This game, unreal, because Paolo Nikolai has a great jump service, a good pass, and Nikolai sort of knew it was coming. I mean, if he serves straight down the line, it does make it more difficult for the pass to create an angle to put Anders Mol onto there, but these are the best players in the world, and they make it look easy. Anders Mol out the back this time. Well, there's no Koromol this week. He was in Poland last week coaching on the Futures Tour, so even, well, the best coach in the world, the head coach from the best program in the world. There's a lot of great coaches coming through Norway now. Is into the Futures, helping the next generation of athletes. But Christian Sorum is coming in straight there and just seeing the block and palming it down to the line. Kottafava, well, hasn't quite got started, has he, in this game? Deep floats. Mol has just forced Kottafava wide. Interesting here, because as we said, they're serving him inside, and it makes it more difficult for him to kick out and really hit that wrist away he likes. And he knows that Anders Mol is going to block the easier angles to hit, so he has to hit the sharper ones. He might just miss hitting those sharper attacks. Kottafava chisels over the top. Finally, Kottafava finds some sand here. Nikolai gets Anders Mol out of system. What a set from Christian Sorum that one was. Chasing out towards the scoreboard. Doesn't even crack a smile, Sorum. Calm as you like. They have everything, don't they? And in turn, Kottafava might be ruining the fact he didn't take a shift into the seam and then chase down that line shot. And we've seen that play from the Beach Volley Vikings. We now see it from Paolo Nikolai. High bump. Service reception is good. Anders Mol chasing in. Nikolai says, I'll take this one. Just plays over the top of the block. The level of this game is unbelievably high. Oh, what a shot from Anders Mol! Well, that's the first time we've seen that one from Andy Mol. What even was it? We're about to name it. Coming in with the big line chop cross. Something that we would see from Karambula. And it just shows the skills that Andy Mol really has on show. Quicker play, Kottafava. Every time they want to play that wrist away, Andy Mol is there. They've got a good game plan here. But second time, Nikolai puts the ball away. He's having a good game here, Nikolai. Hasn't had so much to do. Going narrow in the block, Mol. But the game plan is good on Kottafava, isn't it? I feel that every time he wants to go away from the body, Anders Mol is putting pressure on him. And then he's got Christian Sorum faking him out in the backcourt, sort of dodging one way, going the other. Paolo Nikolai gets a huge block, but it's just out. He was telling me a couple of years ago, Nikolai, that the form that saw them win European Championships wouldn't even win them a match in the qualifier now, or get them out the qualifier in big events. The level of the game has just gone up that much. I mean, he's been playing, now he's 34 years old, but he's been winning World Under-21 Championship since 2008, so around 14 years playing at the highest level for Paolo Nicolai. 10-7. And finally he tries to go to the line, Kottafava. And the Vikings are just putting pressure on the young lefty all day long here. That time, if he wants to hit the sharp angle, he has it, but everything else is really condensed by the Vikings. Roman Bernsen very, very happy with what he's seeing. But the Norwegians just so calm all the time.
Abbiamo portato la ricezione verso la rete, lui riesce a fare qualche secondo e tutto quanto, magari tieni lo stacco un pochettino più lontano dalla rete, non ti piccare sotto così vedi meglio, sta palla non ti scappa un po' dietro la testa, ce l'hai davanti, continua a insistere su questa cosa, un po' più di entusiasmo, abbiamo una grande opportunità, se entriamo in partita la giriamo noi, sono sicurissimo.
I can't understand Italian, but I imagine it's a very difficult job to coach Italy at the moment with Mol Sorum in such good form. Well, in Brighton, Paolo Nicolai winning that World Junior Under-21 Championship in 2008 actually beat Blauer Varenhorst in the final, and third place went to Paolo and Matteo Ingrosso. What a great team they were back in the day from Italy. So fun to watch. Anders Mol gets one on Paolo Nicolai. Rinse and repeat. Andy Mol gets one, and look how high he is as well. Just feel that the Vikings have really found their rhythm this week. Since playing in Stade. That was their first competition since the Rome World Championships, and it does take time to find rhythm, I guess, even if you're the best team in the world. And they have a nice run of three with Hamburg and Munich, the European Championships, on the horizon as well. Well, you can't put it past them winning another one, can you? 13-8 at the technical. Another quick pass. And he has to pass straight there, Anders Mol, because he wants all of his angles back cross-body. The cross-body swing is something he has in abundance, but he also has the line. But if he doesn't pass straight, he'll start to lose some options. And they look rushed there, the Vikings, but they're not. They're just putting their foot on the accelerator to speed the ball up into the areas that they want to play offense from. They're completely under control. They're just putting their foot down at the same time. Great hands from Anders Mol. Unbelievable week, this one. Who will be crowned the Beach Volley Nations Cup gold medalist for the first time? We saw Switzerland win it yesterday in the women's. Now it's time to see who will be crowned in the men's. If Norway win this set, we go to a golden set. Race to 15. Paolo Nicolai has won the European Championships 3 times in 4 years in his career. Anders Mol, Christian Sorum have won it the last 4 occasions. And Vienna. Just love their beach volleyball. 2-ball again from Paolo Nicolai. It was interesting last year. We saw Brouwer Musen come out in the semi-final of the European Championships and just serve short on Anders Mol for pretty much the whole game until the 3rd set, as they had to beat Brouwer Musen and Boemans de Groot for the European Championships. It's high level, but Christian Sorum has been stopped by Paolo Nicolai. Roll shot to the line. Christian Sorum. It's just been shut out, so he decides to run the back set and trickle down the line as fast as he can. We've seen Sorum hit 2 cross bodies from there and also 2 line shots. And there's a handling call against Paolo Nicolai here. And he might be frustrated here. So lift has been called. We might have another look at that one, but the handling call is something that's been up for debate recently. And you're not allowed to set off axis, so you're not allowed to face one way and then your hands work in a different direction like Paolo Nicolai showed there, which was absolutely fine before start. He would have got away with it. Cotafava goes wrist away again and misses the sideline. This hasn't been the game that we thought it would be. Italy have struggled offensively against the Vikings, and it sort of shows you can beat them once, but to go back-to-back against this team is very, very difficult. I mean, for anybody in the beach volleyball community, it's still a shock when you see the Vikings lose a game. Again, moving around, Christian Sorum has been faking out Cotafava all day long. It's been magical. He can't convert this time, but you can just see something important if you're learning the game is to just not watch the ball, just watch the players' movements. And we are going to a golden set here by the looks of it. Question is, do you just throw in Carambula Rossi just to see what happens if you're Italy? Because this hasn't worked. Whatever the coaching staff talked about with Nicolai and Cotafava, the offense has been really, really stopped. And that's a fast swing from Christian Sorum. He's got that all day long. If you block angle on him, he sees you. And this arm just has to be super quick. He doesn't have to hit it hard. And that's a lesson for anybody. It's the arm being fast that's the key. Fast play in transition and a cut shot to go with it. Cotafava goes to the floor. Oh, what a stab. No way from the Vikings. Yes way from the Vikings. And the way they are playing, they just do not make a mistake. The fast tempo transition put Cotafava on the floor. He couldn't do anything in transition, but that stab from Christian Sorum, unreal with Anders Moll. They say, hey, if we're under pressure, they're going to be under pressure too. I just received a message from Espen Sorum, the father of Christian, saying this is level 10 from the Vikings. I tend to agree. Super spike from Cotafava. Width and speed from Italy. But it's almost a sign of running out of ideas as well, because everything that's worked so well for them throughout this season hasn't worked well at all here. Sorum, again, cross line. He has the arm swing to allow him just to bring the ball back with extra source to the line. And if you know Christian Sorum from there, he's also got a real good pad into the angle and a cross-court swing. So with the vision that he has, the arm that he has, 2 points away from a golden set. Nicolai just feasting through Anders Moll's block. I'm going to try and have a little look to see if Carambula Rossi are warming up. No, they're not at the moment. And I mean, something has to give then if they're not warming up and Italy decide to send in. Oh, somebody Cotafava, no good though. Challenge from both. I think that was close. I thought it was an ace to start with. In-stadium scoreboard ticks to 20. It's an absolute hammer. As you're hearing, there's an award for the fastest serve here this week. In or out? Oh, it's close, but it is just out by the looks of it. Couldn't be any closer than that. That sums up Italy's day so far. 2013, the Vikings. I've had the pleasure of following them around the world for some time and watching them, but run out of words to describe the level of play that we see from them sometimes. Match point, Nikolai out of system, big chew off the hands of Anders Mol. That's where they've been successful, but you can't rely just on that. Paolo Nikolai. Short serve on Sorum, 2-ball. Oh, Paolo Nikolai! And if they do go to a golden set, or it will go to a golden set, but if Nikolai and Kotofava are put in for the golden set, well then, they might just be getting a bit of confidence here. Service pressure's gone up. They saw that from Mol, and Nikolai was quick enough to react. The Italian flag is still out to play. It's another match point, though, for Christian Sorum and Anders Mol. Christian Sorum, the target. There you have it. We are going to a golden set here in Vienna. Anders Mol and Christian Sorum get their own back against Paolo Nikolai and Samuele Kotofava after losing earlier on in the week in the pool stages. Norway bring it back to 1-1 here in matches. It's a race to 15. Still can't see. Karambula is now starting to warm up a little bit, but maybe it's mind games with the Norwegians. We know that Mol Sorum are going in, but it's important to keep our eye on the Italian bench. That's the confirmation. I mean, 21-12, 21-15 is an absolute hammering. So what do you do here if you're Italy? Do you put the same team in? It looks like it could be the case. Or do you put in Karambula Rossi? Well, there you go. Just 27 points in 2 sets, 4 blocks. 5 blocks for Anders Mol, 12 errors from Italy. It's part of the service pressure and the block defense pressure from Christian Sorum, but also winning attacks. They side out really nicely throughout that one. Norway. Well, just waiting for the message from the score bench to tell me who's going into the golden game. Having some people say, wouldn't it be fun to see Nikolai and Karambula come out to play? Rumours that that could have been a pairing at some stage here. We've got the message with the confirmation coming through just now. And it is Anders Mol, Christian Sorum against Nikolai Kotofava. No surprise there from the Italians because they are the supported team from the federation. Although I know that some would want to see Nikolai. So we're having a look at some replays here as we try and figure out what's going on. But they started to make some plays, the Italians, but they were way off the mark in terms of the game as a whole. Christian Sorum. Incredible decision maker. Outstanding beach volleyball player. There's the confirmation once more. Kotofava, Nikolai, Mol Sorum. Race to 15 to see which nation will win the first ever Beach Volley Nations Cup. Kotofava Nikolai victorious in Jurmala, up against the world champions from Rome. The Vikings went to Rome took home the World Championships. Now the teams meet in Vienna for the Beach Volley Nations Cup. The slow wave around the arena. Almost like a lullaby before the action gets back underway. I mean, Italy need a change of fortune because this is a set to 15. Steven van der Velde, bronze medalist today. With the Netherlands, but who will take the gold home? It's been a fabulous week here. Anders Mol warming up again. There's 8 minutes in between games. And you'd say after what we've just seen that the Vikings should be fine here, but it all depends on how Samuele Cottafava reacts in this situation, because they get to start again here, Italy. What's happened moments before is Karambula looks on, and I'm sure he would love to be out here playing in this game, especially after seeing Nikolai Cottafava go down 2-0. It must have been a thought of the coach, really, to put Karambula in with Nikolai just for 1 set to 15. Martin Heisel, the first referee for this one. Second referee, Martin Karner, done a great job. These referees and officials all week, but this is the big one. This will be the last set of the Beach Volley Nations Cup, the first ever from the CEV and the Beach Majors. First to be introduced, Samuele Cottafava, Paolo Nicolai, just being defeated by the Vikings. It's time for them now to get their own back after they won the first matchup against Mol Sorum in 3 sets a couple of days ago. Mol Sorum, almost the perfect performance in the previous game moments ago, are back onto the show courts. Can they do it again is the question. Norway's premier team up against Italy's premier team in a race to 15 to win their nation's first gold medal in the Beach Volley Nations Cup. Legends of the game, already the Vikings and Paolo Nicolai as the presentation team watch on. All of these games throughout the week, the last 4 days, it all comes down to this for that. Nicolai loving it. Vienna up for it. Christian Sorum gets us underway. Race to 15 for the gold medal here. Back set from Cottafava, diving into the angle again. Miraculous work with the knuckle from Anders Mol. Second opportunity for side out. What a read from Sorum. He's made 2 unbelievable defensive plays. You can talk about Anders Mol as much as you want, but Christian Sorum is on absolute flames. Played a fast timing to the line to dig Cottafava, sees the knuckle from Paolo Nicolai, and that's the problem. When they start to get blocked out by Mol and they resort to hitting secondary options, not the power angles, Christian Sorum will eat them up all day long. Cottafava, side out, and look at the reaction from Paolo Nicolai, trying to fire up the young'un next to him. Quick tempo, off-speed play to the sideline. Kottefava serving short on Anders Mol. That's an interesting method. There's a little bit of room to the line, potentially given by Nikolai, maybe. He's a little bit inside, doesn't matter. Short ball on Anders Mol doesn't work. Kottefava passing from the knees. Quick play again, and now we're starting to see the Kottefava that sided out incredibly well in that final in Jurmala against Qatar. Chasing on in, hitting a quick tempo and hitting away from the diving in Anders Mol. I think he's aware that they're going to block cross a lot. Mol saw him. He just saw him again, sharp angle. I mean, it's so tough to play against here, Christian Soren, because he can hit the line and the cross from this exact spot, depending on what he sees. He's got a good hold in the air. And this time he hammers away from the body. We haven't seen that swing as much. Carambula Rossi can only watch on and be spectators, but entertaining start to this golden set to 15. Kottefava in system. And they bank on a double up as well, and the cross court is so good from Christian Soren. I'll make that 3 digs and 2 transition kills from Christian Soren early on here in this game. Looks for Nikolai, sees him on the line, and then brushes back into the angle. And they're so good. Calm and humble with it. Secondary attack covered by Christian Soren. It's an overpass defensively, and that's where they are really strong, the Vikings. I mean, Kottefava in Italy scored a point, but it's almost too good still from the Vikings. Diving into the angle the first time, and Nikolai going over the top the second play. Anders Mol, Christian Soren comfortable in that game moments ago against Kottefava Nikolai, but this could be different. Shortened set, a chance for Italy to start from scratch and smash and grab really a gold medal. Paolo Nikolai has an incredible spin serve of his own, but the pass of Soren is good. He'll have his vision here. It's a bit tight, but doesn't matter. Again, decision-making under pressure is something that Soren does extremely well. He's a little bit tight here. Nikolai Kottefava, well, he steps around Kottefava and then he goes to try and chase the line. It's a line shot that Soren would have struggled to have got to and played that one. Kottefava. In system, brushing back to the line again. Anders Mol just looking to drop the hands into the angle, and the line is open. He didn't have a lot more whip than that, Kottefava, but great swing to beat Anders Mol. And it is quite close now, especially if the Vikings miss a side out. That's really well recycled from Christian Soren, and the tempo play with the bump set. Who needs to use your hands to set the ball when the bump juice is that good? Tempo. Play from the Vikings. Interesting as Anders Mol misses a jump serve, a deep breath and a sigh from him. because being such a good block defense team, if you miss serves, it almost, well, it does take that out the game for Mol Sorum, but they're siding out almost perfectly anyway, so who cares? Some teams will go full risk for full reward, but I mean, when you're the Vikings and you make so many block defensive plays against most teams in the world, they could just stand there and float it in. And that is maybe some of the philosophy behind Christian Sorum just floating the ball in when Anders Mol was already at the net, because their reads are so good. It's another block from Anders Mol. Kodafava trying to go into the cross court again, and every time he does it, I mean, Anders Mol was just waiting for him. And the whole game from Kodafava just to be educated to bring the ball back into the cross court, which is a great philosophy in this game when your strong hand is on the inside. It's tough when you've got Andy Mol there just waiting for you. Speed. There you go from Paolo Nicolai. This serve now from Kodafava. Anders Mol dropping the jump serve to go with the float serve. It's worked because Christian Sorum has dug a lot of ball in this game and he's transitioned incredibly well. The game plan on point. The execution of the game plan on point. And this is exactly the same story as moments ago when these two played in the best of 3 sets. Timeout from Italy. They haven't really got going. The Vikings have just been too good. Level 10 is the word on the street. I mean, the rest of the world need to watch out watching this next week. It's not like Kodafava and Nicolai are playing bad at all at the moment. They are just being beaten heavily by a very impressive Vikings performance. That's how loud it is here in Vienna. They may have beaten the Vikings once, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it twice this week. Good timeout from Italy. That one's for the coach. I mean, regardless, at the moment, it doesn't look like Italy can stop Mol Sorum anyway in their side out. Nicolai decides to stand down as well. It's a good float serve from Nicolai, really deep on Sorum. Struggle for him, but it's a good rip, just swings deep into the angle, and it pays off. And I mean, for anybody watching this game here, Christian Sorum didn't really have any other choice there but to stay deep and try and hit Kodafava deep because he passed off the net. And it turns out to be the perfect swing to get a quick touch off of Kodafava. And the ball comes back fast into the grasp of Anders Mol. They're being really, really good. Kodafava now needing to side out another back set. And they take the cross body. They gave Kodafava the entire line there. He still couldn't hit it. Even if he wanted to, it looks as if the set was a little bit inside. No line, just the hands of Anders Mol. Wow. Tomahawk this time, makes it look easy. Saw him, got the father, suffocated all day long here. And this is what the Vikings do. And it's exactly the same story as the best of 3 set match. Italy just cannot find a side out for love or money. And it looks like it's going to be more Viking dominance in Vienna here. Christian saw him dummy 2-ball wide to Kodafava. Great footwork. What a fitting end. Norway take the first ever men's gold medal in the Beach Volley Nations Cup 2022. As the squad embrace, it's another step forward in Norway and the Beach Volley Vikings creating history for their nation in this sport. A first win as a squad, a tremendous effort from all 4 players, and it's 4 wins in a row in Vienna for Anders Mol and Christian Sorum, winning here in 2018 and 19, the European Championships here last year as well, and now the Nations Cup. At the same time, you have to feel for Paolo Nicolai, Samuele Kodafava. They were well beaten today, but congratulations to Karambula, Rossi, and also to Henrik Mol and Mattias Bernsen. He did put on an incredible show, but they call it Viking mentality, and it just means they don't lose. The Vikings celebrating here in Vienna. What a moment. They really are a close 4. Hannes Jøgerhofer comes in to celebrate, as he normally does. Domination from the Vikings defensively today. They were outstanding, but I personally can't really remember Mol Sorum missing a side out the entire afternoon here. Gold for victory for Norway. Disappointment for Adrian Karambula. I'm going to try and grab him a bit later to see what he feels about not playing that golden set. Disappointment for him. But the Viking clap. Okay. Are we going to see any backflips? Any backward rolls? Are we going to see Henrik Mol backflip? Are we going to see Mattias Bernsen forward roll? Mattias Bernsen's into it. Henrik Mol, what have you got? The camera's gone. Oh, we got 2 backflips and 2 backward rolls. We lost the camera. There you go. A 4-way Viking celebration for the first time. And it's very, very special moments for this fantastic squad to win as a 4. It's very rare that you play as a squad in World Volleyball, but they are very much a brand, a squad. As it's time for the trophy moment. Emma Labrador, the CEV Vice President, is here to present the trophy to the Beach Volley Vikings.
In a couple of seconds, the trophy moment. Afterwards, the international interview, and of course, the awarding ceremony.
Well, who's going to take the trophy? All 4 of them are going to take the trophy today. Sorum, Bernsen, and the 2 Mol brothers. Norway take the Beach Volley Nations Cup for 2022. Norway love winning in Vienna. I'm sure there'll be a few celebrations later on. Let's just not forget how good Bernsen and Mol have done. Henrik Mol, that is, this year as well. That's second in Agadir. Backed up today with a win here with Mol Sorum, who take another win in their career after winning the World Championships. The number 3 team in the world also won in Ostrava. As we go down for an interview with Henrik Mol.
More beautiful than this, a moment in history of one family.
Yeah, it's truly amazing to be here. It's a moment in my life that I will cherish for a long time. And a fun fact is that today is the 1-year anniversary of these guys' Olympic gold medal. So let's give an applause for that.
This day 1
As we
year
said earlier in
ago
the show, a year
in
ago
Tokyo.
since
Matthias, were you
the
nervous
Vikings won the gold medal
watching these guys
in Tokyo,
playing the
but
golden set?
Of course, it's always some nerves there, but they played a fantastic today. I don't think they lost the side out during the second and the third set. So it's incredible to watch them, and it's so inspiring to be a part of this team. And I'm just really happy right now.
And it was inspiring watching you guys. That was a great battle. Anders, you did it again. I mean, Vienna loves you. And I guess you love Vienna.
And we love Vienna. Thank you so much, everyone. This is amazing. With you guys, you give us the energy to push through every single game and give our all and give our best. So we just want to thank you guys, and we want to thank Italy for a great battle. We were super hungry for the revenge after losing in the pool matches. So really happy to get that win, and yeah, now we're standing here with the National Cup title, which is amazing. Thank you so much to the team. Thank you to Vienna. Thank you to Hannes for hosting this amazing event. This is the best event in the world, and we're so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
And Christian, you're not always the first guy who takes the mic for a speech, but you're the final one. What is it now, winning that together? And I guess you had to invest it everything against these Italians today.
Yeah, the Italians is a super strong team. We lost against them in the pool, and to have revenge on them together with the team is just amazing. And it's so good to be back in Vienna, to hear your voice again, to hear the crowd. Ich liebe Vienna.
Thank you so much, guys. Give a big hand to our lovely team from Norway.
as humble as ever, the Vikings celebrating here in Vienna. A year ago since Mol Sorum took the gold in Shirkaze Park. It's too much for some to watch, wasn't it? The drama of the opening game. Karambula, Rossi. But the win goes to Norway. We're going to be back very soon with the presentation. But if you are leaving us now, thank you so much for joining us. It's goodbye from myself, Louis Lett, and the team. It's a gold for Norway, and we'll see you very soon. Well, we welcome the teams back on to the show court for the presentation.
The very first time, guys standing in front of this huge podium, and the very first time they go for bronze. Ladies and gentlemen, third place and bronze medalists at the CEV BeachVolley Nations Cup Vienna.
A fantastic week here in Vienna. No bad beach volleyballing weeks, that's for sure. But first of all, the bronze medalists onto the podium, making history for the Netherlands. Christian Varenhorst, Steven van der Velde, Alex Brouwer and Robbie Mewson. Between them, they've achieved so much. They've done a great job here with Roland Rademacher this week, the coach of the team, as they are awarded the third place medals by Sofia Tomala, the Schuttlich's representative here this week. Great moment. Roland Rademacher, who's been part of the development program in the Netherlands, developed the likes of Boermans, Immers, Penninger, and had so much to do with this wealth of talent that they have now in the men's side of the game. Steven van der Velde gets his medal. Christian Varenhorst has played very well with him as of late. They took a bronze in Stade, now take a bronze here as well. Brouwer, Mewson take another medal in what has been a superb career for them. The Olympic bronze medalists, the world champions from 2013. The Netherlands take third place here in Vienna, deservedly so. They took the Vikings all the way to the end of the golden set yesterday. 16-14, Brouwer Mewson lost there. And well, second place this week goes to Italy. They make a great squad, don't they? Two world-class teams. But it wasn't their day. Nikolai and Kontavava fell to the Vikings, not the first team or the last, after Adrian Karambula and Enrico Rossi did their job beating Matthias Bernsen and Henrik Moore in one of the games of the week, by the way, 15-13 in the last set. But it'll be silver this week for Kontavava and Nikolai after a gold in Jurmala at the Elite 16 coming through the qualifier. Potential is great, and for Rossi, it's another medal for him with Karambula. They're yet to win an event together, but you feel their time will come very, very soon. Karambula, Mr. Skyball himself, so much entertainment in one man, a two-time Olympian, remember. It's a silver medal for Italy. They've done their nation proud. They beat the Vikings 2-0 in the pool stage. Qualified as top of their group, but couldn't quite get over the line today. But it's Italy that takes second place here at the Beach Volley Nations Cup for 2022. Gernot Lettner that presented the medals for second place. As the winners of the CEV Beach Volley Nations Cup. Norway love playing in Vienna. So successful as a brand, as a squad, and it's the Beach Volley Vikings in full force today at the top of the podium. They've done Norway proud yet again. And this time, all four on the podium. And it's a great picture. And for Henrik Moll, Matthias Bernsen, they put in such a shift this week. A brilliant game against against Karambula Rossi earlier on today. As they are presented with their medals. It's another medal for them this season after that second place in Agadir. A great week for them. They're improving all the time. as Peter Hunker presents the medals for this one. Mol Berntsen beat Henning and Winter, good result early on in the competition. And then a win against Estonia as well. Anders Mol, Christian Sorum, it's another gold medal for them. A win in Ostrava this year, a win at the World Championships in Rome. The big one, they've won just about everything. And now they have won the Beach Volley Nations Cup as well. And it's 4 straight wins in Vienna now for the Beach Volley Vikings, or for Christian Sorum and Anders Mol. But this is a squad competition. There's a medal for Jemen Berntsen as well. He's put in so much hard work into this squad. It means so much. They're pushing the levels. Norway are the winners. They're the gold medalists. And it caps off an unreal competition. Who's got the fastest serve then in this competition? You've got Nikolai, you've got the Mols. Could be Henrik Mol, could be Anders Mol. And you can see Berntsen is going back and referring to the ball that hit Enrico Rossi early on. Oh, but it's none of the Mols, it's not Nikolai. It's Alexander Brouwer. He's got a hammer of an arm. For sure, how could you miss out Alex Brouwer here? And he shows a bit of flex in the muscle. Well, there you go, what a picture that one is. Well, Sonja Volner gets a photo while presenting the medal with Alex Brouwer flexing. Brouwer even thought he didn't win this one, but still flexing Alex Brouwer. As now it's time for the competition trophy for the Vikings. Well, the Vienna trophy presented by Hannes Jägerhofer, who, without him, beach volleyball wouldn't be the same. It's a brainchild to bring beach volleyball to Austria with the party atmosphere. That's just one trophy. They're going to receive another one, but photos with the Vikings, and look how much it means. Great pictures. Very enjoyable week for them in the office. We've had the trophy moment, but it's going to be presented again from Emma Labrador, the CEV Vice President, to present the trophy once again. And I think the celebrations will begin with this one. The Beach Volley Vikings have come back to Vienna and they've conquered it again. They lift the trophy and they are the first ever men's team to win the Beach Volley Nations Cup. Another testament to the hard work of many behind the scenes. A sensational group of players and coaches. As we stand for the national anthem of Norway. Another proud moment for Norway. Exactly a year on from when Anders Mol and Christian Sorum took the gold in Shiakaze Park. And now photos for all of the podium. It's been an incredible event. Vienna have done the sport proud once more. The fans have had a fantastic time. This Red Bull Beach Arena has been rocking from start to finish. And there's the podium, posing for photos that will last a lifetime once more. But it's Norway at the top. No real changes there at the big events. Well, the Elite 16 back next week in Hamburg, followed by the European Championships in Munich. Red Bull Arena, the perfect host for a fantastic competition. As the champagne showers commence here. The Netherlands looking at Norway. Who's going to get who first? Brouwer Musen up against the Vikings in the champagne showers. Unreal. Robbie Musen has got Matthias Bernstein good and proper. Well, there you go. All fun and games here as we leave you with these pictures. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We're going to leave you with everyone trying to outdo the other. But for myself, Louis Lair, and the team, it's been fantastic. Thank you to Hannes Jägerhofer and all of the team from the CEV, the team from Beach Majors. They've made it what it is, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. But from us, it's goodbye for now. Thank you.
Plötzlich eine gemeinsame Strategie. Mein Moderationskollege Markus von Floppy Flops hat die Host